We are ready. For our third and final run of the absolute lowest level challenge. So, like I said, this run's actually going to be pretty similar to the Cloud run. Because unfortunately / fortunately, it's actually better to have Cloud take a lot of the XP, even though we're getting rid of Aerith. Basically, the way the math works out, if we had Aerith in the party, she would get all the XP, and Cloud would get 0 XP, and everyone else in the PHS would get half XP. Whereas if she's out of the party, she gets half XP, and we can have another party member who's sticking with us to the end of the game get 0 XP, and Cloud can get XP, which is good because later we're going to be using him, and if he has more XP, then that means he goes up less levels overall because of the XP curve. So it ends up being better in the end to have Aerith be taking half XP most of the time, and then we get rid of her. Now, there is some nuance to Red 13, because we're also going to be using a glitch to get rid of Red 13 for a little bit, which I'm very excited to show off, because it's pretty wild. And so there's some nuance to that as well. And then on top of all that, we also found out that because of the way Sid works, he's actually going to get reset in levels. So we could actually give Sid extra XP because he's going to get reset in levels anyway. So, I mean, there's like so many different depths to this. And like, we did our best to try to find the best way to do it, but it's way more complicated than you'd think. Way more complicated than you'd think to actually make this work out absolutely perfectly. But let's just say, regardless of if it's absolutely perfect, we are going to be much lower leveled than the other two runs. So strap in. Now, speaking of strapping in, what's our name for this run? Musicians. Cloud can be Bach. Paw Patrol characters. How is this guy still in our chat? Oh, how was I off? I must have been 1 pixel too far on the wall. Must have been 1 pixel too far on the wall. Name him Time Loss. Bon Jovi. Why'd you need to restart? Because we need to do avalanche skip and I screwed it up. I was a pixel off. We need to do avalanche skip so that Barret and Cloud are lower leveled. Well, Barret's lower leveled. Animaniacs themed. Types of cheese. Well, then Cloud's got to be cheddar. Time loss, glitch, skip, split, PB, world record pace. We need to do a trick called avalanche skip to skip naming Barret, because that makes him start at level 1 instead of level 7 or whatever. But you only get 1 shot at it. If you miss it, then the text starts and you're stuck doing the cutscene. So I had to reset. Cloud is Swiss because of the holes in his memory. You are kind of cooking. Wait, name them after rodents. Wait, I like this idea even better. Do we have enough rodents, though? We only need like 5 rodents. Aerith has to be Swiss. Oh no. Capybara. Danger mouse. Go for encounter skip. Oh. No longer a speed run. I do kind of like animal names. Like, just in general, animal names. Let me name Cloud Rat. We can just pick names for everybody else. Spirit animals. I feel like Barret has to be Polar Bear. Cloud the Hedgehog. Red 13 Guinea Pig. Wow, instant runaway from those. Why can't that ever happen in my speedrun? I've recently become convinced that games detect live split. Yeah, I think you're right. I named Tifa Chun-Li and Red 13 Catboy. That's a choice. Name the characters after other characters. Like Cloud is Dio and Barret is Hojo, or like Cloud is Barret and Barret is Tifa and Tifa's Aerith. I mean, consider it an extra challenge, right? Oops. I blew it. I meant to use Braver. I forgot the cursor was on Bolt. Set up the HP thing again. Oops. I didn't see who he targeted. That's not good. Nice crit, Barret. Name after weather phenomenon, like clouds, lightnings, and squalls. Wait. Where'd you get that idea? In Titus's. If I flip on the news and they say a Titus is headed our way, I'm cooked. Lake effect Titus's. Too close to Sin's toxins and let's name them all after bodies of water. Barret can be ocean. Tifa can be lake. Cloud can be puddle. Because he's shallow. Sid gets to be Lagoon. Aerith can be Stream. Barret can be Golf. Just because I like the word golf. I mean, this is the Aerith dump playthrough. It makes sense to name them all after bodies of water. How does that make sense? Well, you see, about halfway through the game, Aerith trips into a lake. And then she dies. Well, you know what? Since I botched that, I might as well fix the names. She dies like the run just died. I actually have not done that on it. I think I maybe only did that once during our speedrun attempts. There we go. Beautiful. Good. Kate can be Swamp. That's pretty smart. I like that. Get out of my swamp. Donkey. Oh man, we could name Sid Marsh. He's got to be Lagoon though. Lagoon is too good for Sid. Fjord. Kind of like the idea of naming Tifa Brook. If we named our Chocobo, I'd name it Fjord. Fjord Fiokus. That's the name of the buggy that we don't get. I did practice yesterday. I finally, like, pretty much mastered green sleeves. I can play it, like, all the way through. I usually just make, like, one mistake or one, like, gotta stop and see where my hands are at kind of thing. But for the most part, I can play the whole thing. I don't know if that's, like, common when you're learning songs. Is like I can't really, like, perform them even though I know them. You know what I mean? I think that just comes with time. Like, I can play every note, but when I go to put it all together, it's like I always get stuck somewhere for, like, a second. I feel like that's just because I've only been playing for a few months. I know, like, speedrunning and musical instruments are, like, two completely different things, but it does kind of remind me of, like, the learning process of speedrunning, where, like, a lot of times with speedruns, you can do all the tricks. Like, even if you sit there and do them, you can do them 10, 20 times in a row, but then when it comes to doing the whole run, it takes a very long time to get a run where everything works. And it's not just consistency, it's just, like, something about doing it as a performance versus, like, just practicing it. It just takes time to be able to do it. No, I don't play with a metronome. If I ever decide, like, I need to learn timing better, maybe I will, but I think for now it'd just be distracting. I feel like my timing is relatively good. I would need to work on timing if I'm, like, performing with other people. Like, if I were to actually play a piano with other people, then I would need my timing to be right. Or I'd throw everyone off. Especially being the person on the piano, your timing has to be right. Most people are listening to you. Yeah. Nice Jesse skip. So weird doing skips during a challenge run, but given we're already doing skips for the sake of low level, there's no reason not to, right? Plus, this is our third playthrough. Might as well save some time. Yeah, just play jazz and then timing doesn't matter. The worse your timing is, the better it sounds. Could you do a lowest level speed run? That's basically any percent. Like, the only difference is, like, purposely killing party members in fights. But other than that, we don't do any fights. We don't have to. So it is essentially a low-level run. We don't do any, like, farming. And there's no fights that end up being faster to win than to run away or anything like that. I suppose there is one fight, well, 2 fights that we do that we could potentially avoid, and that's the elevator fights. It's faster to do the 2 fights before the elevator and then do elevator skip than it is to take the stairs. So that's a thing. How wild would it be if, like, disc 1 skip wasn't a thing, and we had to skip this to make Tifa's level lower, and then we wouldn't have materia the entire run? I don't think it'd be possible. Icicles would be impossible, if nothing else. We're going with Brook. With an E or without an E? Isn't it without an E if you're talking about the water? Be E if it was like the name. This would be the water. Yeah. We're so clever, guys. Vincent should be Pool. If we got Vincent, I would 100% name him Pool. What would Yuffie be? Sauna? Spa? Spring? Spring would be good, I think. Spring would be really good. Barrett should have been a hot tub. Man, there's so many bodies of water to pick from. I mean, at first we were kind of just doing natural bodies of water, but if we're including, like, any kind of water, there's a lot to pick from. Hi, my name's Sink. Glass. Sid should be Teapot. Dead Sea. Oof. Oh, Barrett could have been Bucket. That would have been fire. That would have been a great name. How's it going, Daniel? Bucket. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think we need to change Barrett's name. I think it's gotta be Bucket. I'm not gonna be able to do this playthrough without it being Bucket. It's gonna bother me the whole playthrough. Hey, Puddle. I got something to ask you. Yo, Puddle. Follow your heart. Follow your bucket. Do the same thing we did before. Get a restore here. I think it's worth it. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Shut up, I don't care about your dumb gun. What did we do before? I think it was like... I think we just chilled on that. Beep, beep, beep. Keep your soup in the toilet. Soup would have been a cool name, too. Soup actually sounds like a nickname you'd give somebody. Yo, Soup. Alright, we gotta fix this playthrough. It's horribly broken. Only one thing can fix it. Now we're talking. How's it going, Nuwa? No, we actually completed the last run. The goal of this challenge is to finish the game at the lowest possible level, but we decided when we started the challenge that we'd actually do 3 different runs of the challenge. One where we use Barrett mostly, one where we use Cloud mostly, and then one where we go all out and we actually use a bit of Aerith and then we get rid of her. And so now we're starting the final playthrough here, where we're gonna get rid of Aerith and we're gonna get rid of Red 13 at one point and keep our levels even lower than in the other 2 runs. Here we are. With our level 1 Aerith. So now that we've done guard skip, let's take note of our levels here. And let's name Aerith. So we have... Beep, beep, beep. 7, 1, 2, and 2. That's crazy. So we're at 12 so far. And We've defeated Juan Boss. Juan Boss. Let's fix Aerith's name. Should have just waited and did them both at the same time, but I don't have the ability to think ahead more than 10 seconds. There we go. And we're cooking. Hot sauce brands? How many hot sauce brands are there? You know, I was all excited to be done with the Final Fantasy VII speedrun for the next couple of days before we start New Game Plus. And here I am doing the speedrun route again. Why did we go with these water-themed names? Because this is the run that we're allowing Aerith to die. And she dies in a lake. Well, she doesn't die in the lake, but she dies and then goes in the lake. So it's in honor of her dead body. Could you load Yuffie with levels, then dump her at Wutai? No. Your Highwind gets permanently glitched. If you leave, you can leave Aerith in Wutai. There's a glitch that allows you to leave her in Wutai. But you have to go fight Diamond Weapon, do Midgar raid, and then immediately go get her. If you don't, then your Highwind is glitched for the rest of the game, which means you can't finish the game. What am I doing? Talking. Now there might be some like crazy way that we could like fix that, but at that point it wouldn't be worth it because we'd have to get her back and then she'd have levels. I can't wait for the later stages of this run. It's going to be nuts. I want to see the absolute hilarity that's going to be the Diamond Weapon fight. How does New Game Plus change the speedruns? So we get to use Materia Smuggling, which means everything gets absolutely blasted, which means we don't have to do any extra movement or like anything normally required to be strong enough to beat enemies. We can just absolutely blaze through every screen. I mean, we don't have to do bar skip, but I guess I'll do it. I'm confident I won't screw it up. Because I said that. I'm going to screw it up. Good. And then on top of that, the ending is much different. Instead of doing the whole convoluted setup, we just load a save that already has the wrong warp ready and just set up the main file. So we end the game like pretty quickly. Once we leave Midgar, game's over in like a minute. So it's a bit of a shorter category, obviously. And it's more just blaze through. It loses all the nuance of any percent, like all the RNG that can happen and different ways you have to do fights and ways you have to like change things depending on how many grenades you have and stuff. But it's much faster. So it's more streamlined run. Not really anything that's going to affect New Game Plus. The big change is going to be Speed Square, honestly. Like, just having Speed Square. Because we haven't run New Game Plus since Speed Square was a thing. We smuggle as soon as we get to Wall Market. You could smuggle before Wall Market, but there's no need. So you don't find anything anyways. Because the run's a lot more streamlined, the reactor is probably going to have to be much more... Not really the reactor itself, but Guard Scorpion is probably going to be really reset heavy. We want like a perfect Guard Scorpion. Because he's the only one that's like going to be a huge sway in time. And then there is still RNG, because every single fight there's a chance for sneak attack to go off or not to go off. Unless we end up getting rid of sneak attack, but I don't think we will. So in fights that we want to run away, we don't want sneak attack to go off, and in boss fights we want sneak attack to go off. So the more that happens, the more time we save. And I'll probably do some experimentation to see if there's any new, like, smuggle setup we want to try, but we did a lot of experimentation back then and found that the sneak attack all throw enemy away thing was the best choice. But we'll do some testing to see what we think. Looking forward to doing disc 1 skip for the last time, hopefully ever in my life. You ever find yourself humming Final Fantasy VII music? Are you asking me or chat? Because I hum it all the time while I'm playing. It's like an automatic reaction. I don't even think about it anymore. Is the Knights of the Round banned or is it just slower? With Sneak Attack Coin, everything dies in like 2 seconds. Sneak Attack Coin automatically throws the exact amount of money required to kill an enemy. And it's literally like, ching ching, pow, dead. Versus Knights of the Round being the longest spell in the game. So, no. We would not want to use Knights of the Round. Nope, we selling all materia to get all the gil we need. We smuggle in a fully mastered all materia and sell it. Before we found out about the coin strat, I believe we smuggled in Comet. Because Comet has a pretty fast animation. And a Magic Plus. And just blasted everything with Comet. It's either Comet or Flare. Might have been Flare, actually. But then we found out about the coin strat. Somebody in my chat mentioned it. And all of us went, ha! What are you, an idiot? Coin is stupid. No one would ever try coin in a speed run. What are you, dumb? And then we tried it and we were like, oh my god, he's a genius. Yeah, I don't remember. We either used an MP up or we used HP to MP. I think we used HP to MP, actually. Maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago. We've been using coin for a long time. It was really only when New Game Plus first started, like we first started running it, that we used something else. I think we used Flare and HP MP and just hoped he didn't get hit. I was dead with the Ohio Plague last week's stream, only to catch you saying you had basically the same thing on the restream. Yeah, me and my wife both got it. Not, like, really bad. I was only, like, sick for, like, 2 days, but... Well, I was sick and then, like, recovering. Sick for 2 days, recovering for 2 days, but... I never really coughed much at all. Just got, like, a bit of a sore throat, and then I was just, like, super stuffy, and my brain was, like... Felt like I was on a mountain. Yeah, it is genuinely wild how Sneak Attack Coin works. I never would have guessed. Never would have guessed that's how it works. But yeah, it calculates exactly what it should throw. Even if there's multiple enemies, it calculates how much you need to throw to kill all the enemies. And throws the exact right amount. It's so wild. Well, okay, so for this fight, because we have to have Aerith in the party, we're gonna let her win the fight. So this is the first big change here. Which means we should probably give her something that deals damage. And I'd love for her to level up that all materia, but that ain't gonna happen. Yep, our level 1 Aerith is gonna take the W here. We gotta be careful too, because he can kill himself. So probably want to chill a little bit on damage until our boys are hurt. Honestly, I shouldn't even put the lightning on, because I have grenades. I should have just leveled up the all materia. But it's not like he gives a lot of AP anyways. The last fight Aerith does, with not counting Temple, like that she wins? Not sure. It's pretty early, though. Cloud takes over soonish. Man, Aerith, that damage is insane. How do you do it? Oh yeah, the coral. The coral guys. But yeah, there's a big gap where Cloud's going to be doing most of the fights. But then she randomly does that fight because Cloud's out of commission. I think it's time to start hawking grenades. A little scary with her being level 1, but she should be fine. Don't crit me or anything dumb. And he crits me. Thank you for that. Six. Should have just thrown the grenade. I just explained it a little bit ago, Xanderu, but long story short, we actually want her in the PHS for a lot of the game so that we can have another party member out of the PHS and getting no XP. Look at that XP. Boom. Boom. I'll never get old. I'll never get sick of watching the XP bar go up like giant chunks for the 6 XP required to go up the first level. It's actually a little scary. I don't want to use my Phoenix Downs. I'd rather save them, but like, is Aerith okay getting out of this alive? I almost missed the steel materia because I'm like in speedrun mode now. There's no alert for Fortnite joke anyways. But why did you redeem a Fortnite joke? Are you insane or what? That's the real question. That's the real question you should be asking yourself. Alright, here's your 99,999 point Fortnite joke redemption. What is Teddy short for anyway? Theodore. Hope you enjoyed that. 99,999 point redemption. That's not even a joke. None of them are. I've been trying to tell you this. I've been telling you this for years. None of them are jokes. How do you feel robbed? You know what you were buying. Well, not you, but you know what he was buying. It even says when you go to redeem it, it says don't. He still did it. He paid the price. He knew what he was paying for.